Welcome to footballgameplan.com, where football makes sense. I'm with the czar of the playbook, Emery Hunt, and I'm Tyler Merkovich, and we're continuing our college football previews as we move ahead to week 2, where we find ourselves a great traditional historic rivalry when Notre Dame, the Fighting Irish, travel to Ann Arbor, take on the Michigan Wolverines. And I was in Michigan this weekend, and it seemed like life is revitalized up there in Ann Arbor. They got the 2 new quarterbacks that fit the system, and Tate Forcier and the spectacular athlete and Denard Robinson. I'll call him D-Rob. But what do you see for the Irish? How can they win this game on the road in a hostile environment in the big house?
Well, you were in the big house. I was sitting in South Bend having a nice big slice of humble pie. Well, you look at Notre Dame, number one, keys of victory, play up top with Michigan secondary. You have some real big receivers, Zavar Kumara. You have Malcolm Floyd, a really good wide receiver, out there. Golden Tate. All 3 of these guys can catch the deep ball. So play up top with Michigan secondary. That's a big weakness on Michigan. Number 2, for Notre Dame, I want these guys to read your keys on defense. Michigan has that spread option attack, or that spread attack, that a lot of misdirection, a lot of quarterback draws, a lot of read option type situations. With Forcier as well as shoelaceless. D-Rob, he's gonna do fine. But read your keys. Cause if you get out of position, these guys could spring you for long gains. Number 3, Armando Allen and Gray. The other running back, number 25, Jonas Gray, has to step up and play big. I like Jonas Gray, though. He's a really good running back. Number 25, if you guys haven't seen him play, he's compact. He can really bring it. And Armando Allen's their versatile athlete at running back, can catch the ball out the backfield. So those 2 running backs have to play a big role in this game.
Well, Nevada had no trouble. I should say Notre Dame had no trouble with Nevada. Michigan got off to a great start by beating Western Michigan 31-7. The thing I saw in Michigan's game was Western Michigan finally got some big plays in the passing game early in the second half. Donovan Warren had a lot of penalties, and while I see that, I see Michael Floyd making plays all over the place. He looks like a big, strong, fast receiver, and you've got Golden Tate and Duval Kamara, Kyle Rudolph the tight end. This is going to be key for Michigan. It's their secondary. They need to play well. They really need to play smart because Charlie Weis is going to try to get these receivers in space, and you don't want that to happen. Let's see if we can play in coverage. I think we can, but I'm impressed by Michigan's front 7. I like what Greg Robinson is bringing to the table as defensive coordinator. He's moving around the defensive line. Brandon Graham is going to be a force. They got a bunch of freshmen who are playing. They're making impact in Rowe, Lalata, Campbell. These guys are going to have an impact, so I don't think they're going to run the ball. But Clausen looked great in that pocket over there. Michigan, they got the offense going. What do you see from Michigan to win this game?
Michigan keys to the victory. The number 1 matchup, I think, is you have Obi Eza versus Kyle Randolph. That tight end is serious for Notre Dame. He's a real big target. They got to neutralize him because Charlie Weis wants to get in those 3 wide receiver sets, and that puts a lot of one-on-one matchups out there for those guys. Also, blitz Clausen. Clausen had all day to throw with Nevada. I know Nevada had those 2 speed rushers, but they were able to. That big offensive line with Sam Young was able to neutralize those guys and make them ineffective. But if you can get Clausen face, he's gonna have some problems back there. He's gonna throw some jump balls or what have you. Chance for Michigan secondary to make some plays. And running Wolverines. You guys got the Wolverines have to find a running game, to help, ease some of this pressure off Notre Dame, because the defense actually looked a little bit quicker Saturday for Notre Dame. So run the ball at Notre Dame, try to take those guys out the game, neutralize that pressure that they want to, put on those 2 quarterbacks for Michigan. So it's up to Minor as well too, to get that running game started. But I like how they're going to use Forcier and Robinson and Minor. All those guys play a factor in that running game.
That's a huge advantage for Notre Dame, and I've been saying it all offseason. They got John Tenuta. Defensive mind is unbelievable, and he's got them playing for him. They said they're playing fast, but Michigan, they're going to use D-Rob to run the ball. Tate Forcier is going to have to make some plays. I like this better offense. Everyone's buying into it finally in Ann Arbor. Keep your eye on Junior Hemingway. I think he's going to have an impact. I'm going to take the Wolverines in this game. It will be an upset in Ann Arbor, and Michigan is going to have on their way. They're going to win 8 games this year.
I'm going to take Notre Dame because of Michigan's secondary. I think that 3 wide receiver set Notre Dame's 3 wide receivers are better than Michigan's top three corners. So I think that's going to be a good matchup. I think Notre Dame's going to win.
Robinson's going to find a way to put pressure on Claus and rattle him a little bit. I like that front seven where we're bringing Obi Aze. He's going to be a first-round draft pick in a couple years. Look for him. He's improving every day. For more NCAA coverage and college football season for the Week 2 season, visit footballgameplan.com/NCAA.